more new toys. I said that if I got new stuff, I'd go ahead and do an unboxing, so that's what I'm gonna do today. Along with start a new build that we'll do a separate video for of a designer coffee table. And specifically for that coffee table, I am going to need to employ the use of this. In short, it's the Kreg Track Saw. This is a new adventure for me and should be kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and unbox it, see what's in there. So the 62-inch track. Rubber feet or pads to keep it slip-proof-ish. No idea what that is. Sitting right here. Looks like that's it for the track. The whole kit I got at Woodcraft, actually, thanks to a gift card from my mother. So I'm still too poor to buy these things myself, which is fine. I want to say it was $4.49 for everything that you see here, $4.49 plus tax. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. There's your user guide. Whoop. There's your dust catch. Kreg. Nice, long, heavy cord. Gotta love that. Dumpster food. Actually, there's nothing else in that box, because God knows you don't want to throw anything away that you might need later. Now this one does have a blade included. Never used one of these before, so this will be a little bit of an adventure. Let's see, there's a little box here. I assume it's just a space holder, but just to make sure. Nope, nothing in it. They're just trying to protect it from going anywhere in transit. First feature that comes with this that I want to point out, or that I should point out, is this end guard. The point of the end guard is to keep your cords and your dust collection from getting caught on this sharper edge and getting all marred up. Just kind of a nice, convenient little factor. I'm glad they thought of it. So let's go ahead and get that attached. You see that gives you a little back nut. It's a square. If I can get this screw to set in, bolt, whatever. Get that on there, make sure you get good tension here, and then just thumb tighten that thing down, and you're good to go. The other nice thing that I've noticed on this that was pointed out to me in a couple of the reviews I watched is this track has these rubber slides on the bottom there. They grab onto this and you think this thing was glued down. It is on there. So that's not gonna be moving around a whole lot. So doing some quick cuts and whatnot, you don't have to clamp this down. You might wanna clamp it down if you're doing something super important, long and exacting, but this right here works real well. The first thing that I want to do is just get the thing set up to cut. And right here, you'll see this little screw. I'm just gonna lock that down. I'm not gonna make my hands bleed, but I'm gonna get it snug. So that's the first thing we're gonna adjust. Next thing I'm gonna set up is my bevel locks. There's one on the front and one on the back. this one's marked. So essentially what you do is it's got a -1 bevel. You want to bring that right to 1, hold it firm and tighten that guy down. And then we'll do the same thing on the back. And that's just a matter of tightening that down. Once it's on the track, your bevel should be zeroed. You can go all the way a little about 47 degrees the other direction as well. I like that it's clearly marked. For a novice like me, that's super important. So on this particular saw, you've got what are called track adjustment knobs. These track adjustment knobs, basically, you have a little bit of play here and you want to eliminate as much of that as possible. So you just give these a slight tighten, slight, and slight there. And if it's too hard to push, you've cranked it down too much, so lighten it up. Not bad. There it goes, locked in. Nice smooth cut right there. One of the other features of this saw is that it has an anti-kickback adjustment, and that is this guy right here. You'll notice I can push and pull this thing. As you're pushing through a heavier piece of wood, I guess I need to tighten that down. It's cold in here, so everything's setting up weird. But if all I have to do is lock that in, I can go forward, but I can't come back. And what that'll do is, if you get any kind of kickback, any sort of heavier cut, it'll prevent that from kicking back and becoming a dangerous situation. So we'll lock that in, push forward, lock it off, come back and recover. I love when manufacturers give you convenient things that you know you're gonna have. They did provide us with 2 Allen keys, both nice and snug put into the grip, and they're right there when you need them. This little guy's for the splinter guard. This bigger guy's for your arbor bolt when you're changing blades. Another nice feature is you've got a blade mode selector. And so if you're gonna change your blade or adjust your blade, you put it into this position. That's for cutting. So you pull it over here and drop it down for your arbor, adjust your bolt. And when you drop that down, it'll lock that arbor bolt right where it's supposed to be, and you can go ahead and adjust it or pull off your blade and put something else on. So as I said earlier, a couple things you have to do when setting up the blade is you have to go down and cut that splinter guard and custom cut. So I'm gonna plug that in. And the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and cut the track on the trail, the splinter guard on the tracks. All right, so there I've just cut this guard right here, and you can even feel where the gnarl is, and it's just gonna sit there tight. So you've kind of custom adjusted this just by doing one cut. Now let's do the track. Okay, so I've set the track up so that I've got good clearance, not gonna cut any wood or any part of my bench here. I'm just gonna run it right there. Again, this thing sits real solid on this, and this is a melamine top. So in all truth, never done this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and plunge it and drive it all the way through and custom cut that splinter guard. Got a nice stop on it too, honestly. That thing stops right away. See all the splinters? That's to be expected. And what you've got here is you've got this little guy left over, because that's your excess that got cut off. It obviously isn't gonna go all the way back, so we can remove this and bring that back. Not crazy about the dust. Probably should have shot that dust collector somewhere else. There we go. Got that splinter, that's just trash. And of course, I'm gonna whip out the old vac and get all this cleaned up before we do anything else. By golly, that's square. We'll take it.
So needless to say, I did put it to the test and cut the entire project, at least until the pieces were small enough to get on the table saw. No real snags. I had one miscut that I had to go back and fix, and this was really put in the test, and you can see squared it right up. Super impressed with that and very happy.
Holy shit, that's correct. All right. May have dodged a bullet there, kids.